The same way our estheticians and PMUs record and file their clients' info, that's how we need to be examining ourselves. I don't know about you, but I love a good acronym that has real, meaningful definitions. So, this episode is all about soap notes for life, not just in the facial or surgical room. Are you a beauty or barber pro looking for that push to do that thing you've always wanted to do, whether it's in or out of the salon, spa, or shop? Are you tired of not feeling good enough, smart enough, skilled enough? Are you tired of not getting a handle on your mental health, boundaries, and insecurities? I'm Christine Sherwood, the Beauty Pro Coach, an internationally certified coach, a salon and spa owner, and your personal Jiminy Cricket. I use my own experiences, good and bad, as a salon owner to help you be more self aware, authentic, and forward thinking in your approach to life, in and out of the salon. It's time to reach your version of success with the Beauty Pro Coach podcast. I seriously love that part of the professional beauty industry that does a structured, written version of a consultation. Like estheticians, permanent makeup artists, I'm talking to you. You guys have been doing this since forever, and I just love it. Like, I am actually an introvert, believe it or not. And my inner introvert is just like thrilled with this kind of like paperwork. In my salon and spa, I teach my staff to do the same thing. But for stylists, and stylists are so much more bendy and whimsical when it comes to structure. Like hairstylists love structure, but when it comes to rigidly sticking to it each and every time, the stylists get a little bored. And that's okay because as creatives, a lot of times we feel restricted. We feel like rules are draining our energy and creative flow. But whether you're an esthetician, makeup artist, hairstylist, I am here to tell you no way. Okay? Just like estheticians are all about gathering data, writing and recording it, that's what we have to do as human beings dealing with humans on a day to day basis for ourselves. Rules and regulations and structure, those are just our that's like the frame to our picture. And so they don't restrict us, they just keep us centered and focused. So, hairstylists and barbers, I hope you take notes for this episode because what we're talking about applies for your clients in your chair as well and for yourself when you are out of the salon. Estheticians, you're going to be nodding and saying amen throughout the whole episode. I cannot wait. So, let's get to it. So, S, okay, we're talking about soap, right? Not the soap that you wash your face with. But actually, you're kind of washing like your soul with soap notes. Like, is that so profound? Like, you can totally leave a comment in the comment section of this podcast, of this episode, or send me a DM because I feel like that's so profound. But alas, here we go. I digress. S in the SOAP acronym stands for subjective, but I'm also going to use it for sanity. Okay. The S means we're gathering the data. We're gathering the information of what our clients are telling us, how they present themselves. We see what's going on with their skin literally at face value. Like we are all up in there. Okay. We see the texture, the size of the pores, fine lines, wrinkles, oily or dry, so on and so forth. And for the hairstylist, you're all up in people's hair. Like you get to see the lice up close and personal if there is any. God forbid. Okay. We're asking questions on our consultation forms and in person during the actual consultation with the mag light. We are digging into it, sometimes literally with our tools. We know, as estheticians and stylists, what we studied in school. We know what the books say. We know what we have to memorize in order to pass our test. But when you're in the consultation, you're actually seeing what you read in real time. We get to compare our book smarts with our street smarts. what the client says to be true and what we know is actually really true. All right. When it comes to ourselves and performing soap notes on ourselves, we need to take things bad things, romantic relationships, bad toxic work environments, poor boundaries, consistent negative self-talk. All right. We need to take all that into account and at face value. There's a certain freedom available to us when we're able to really accept the reality. Take the truth and just say, oh, okay. So the sky is purple and the grass is pink. Weird, but okay. All right. I always thought the sky was blue and the grass was green, but if that's how it is in your reality, hey, okay, cool. We got to accept what they say at face value. They, as in clients, these bad, toxic relationships, abusive people, clients, abusive clients, like just take whatever they say literally at face value and let it fall to the floor. The sooner we're able to accept the good, the bad, and the weird about people and ourselves, the better able we'll be at dealing with clients, employees, people in general. Like, acceptance is the key to freedom and living your life peacefully. It can be really hard if we're not used to it, but then after practice, we can learn objectivity and know two sides of the coin without holding any judgment. People judge, we judge, because we're not being objective. We're not being free in our hearts and in our minds. So take that for some soap notes, okay? So that was S. We're moving on to the letter O for objectivity. And would you look at that? Objective, perfect transition, wouldn't you say? Objectivity is when you accept whatever it is the client is telling you. You see the truth of the matter and you don't get emotionally tied to whatever they're saying. You're able to clearly see and say, I know they say they wash their face with high quality skincare, but these abrasions look like they use St. Ives. I know you just cringed. I know. I had goosebumps just saying the words. It's their version of the truth versus the aesthetics terms for it. A great example is when clients come in and they say they want ombre. So, as hairstylists, you guys know what I'm talking about. They want to come in and they're saying that they want a look versus the technique, which is a heavy balayage to get the ombre look. Objectivity gives way to our intuition. The more you listen and you go with your inner voice, you strengthen her, you empower her, you let her lead your life and career. Intuition is divine. It's from the heavens and it's given to each and every one of us, male or female. The more you ignore or suppress her, the more callous you become, and then you miss the red flags. You second guess yourself. You just become a boundaryless person. You're burnt out and you live your worst life. At the spa, at the salon, you're objective because money is involved and at stake. So, another way for you to see the world itself is to be objective. That's the end goal. All right. Now here's another definition because these terms have multiple definitions, and when we can look up these definitions and really define them properly, we're able to understand the words so much better. So the end goal with anything and everything we do in our lives is to stay where we are and be able to be objective. And I feel like maybe we confuse the word objective with judgment. Quit judging me is more like you need to be more objective. Like that's you standing 5 feet over there. So that's your limit. And I'm over here and I'm being objective of what's you and what's me. Okay. The other definition is The objective, I know it's, stay with me here, it's the winning moment. The whole reason why we do things. Like, people will ask you, what is your objective? What's your goal? And if your objective is to come out winning, you're going to make sure you see both sides of the argument. You're going to see the truth and the lie, and you're going to choose to go with the truth every single time. If I've lost you, send me a DM right now so that I can clear it up for you, because I feel like I am defining the word with the word and I hate that. So if I'm confusing you, let me know and I will clear it up for you. But that's the letter O. Okay. Moving on to letter A, which stands for assessment. Estheticians, I know that you know what these letters stand for, but a good review is a good review. And plus, we're framing it to apply to our lives, not just our clients. And so even though it stands for the word assessment, I'm going to also apply it for analyze or analysis. This is the step where we come and we combine both subjective, which is the story that the clients tell us, that people tell us, and the data we gather, with the objective, which is the facts, the correct terms for things, so we can make the assessment, or in other words, the diagnosis. At this point, we are summing up all the info so we can come up to the problem and all the things that it could be. We know it's not just one thing with the client. It's usually they haven't been consistent with their visits. They're not switching up their skincare. They've been swimming all day for the last 6 weeks and they don't use conditioner in their hair or SPF, and their hair is fried, their skin is fried, and they already have like skin, was it basal cells? Okay. It's amazing how even in our personal lives, it's not just one problem that we have. It's some kind of accumulation of issues that make the problem, right? The problem is never the problem. It's always something else that disguises itself in the problem. So when people come to me for one-on-one coaching, they'll come to me and they'll say, okay, Christine, I really need somebody to help me with my inventory. Or I have this one employee or renter that is creating issues with my other renters. What do I do? Another thing that they come to me for is, look, I just need somebody so that I can vent. I just need to vent. Can I vent? Absolutely, you can vent. That's what I'm here for. And so after we have a session, we come to realize it wasn't the problem that they originally came to me for. It was that they didn't have a system in place or there were no boundaries. Their mindset is just shot. Okay. We basically do soap notes in my coaching sessions. Okay, believe it or not. And you can do this too. You can do it on your own, especially if you're an SD. Like, you already know how to soap yourself to get to the root of what's really going on in your life. Okay. I'm not just telling you this because I don't want you to sign up with me as as your coach. I'm telling you this because it is my why of what I do, what I do. I want our industry, the beauty and barber industry, the professional hair and skin industry, to really start taking self awareness seriously. Because there are so many owners who mess up their numbers. They're not making a profit. There are so many artists who are just a wreck and they have so much amazing potential, but they're addicted to drugs and alcohol. Or even hairstylists who are just, their ego is so humongous they can't even see the humongous dent that they're leaving in their inner circle, and they don't even realize it. So this is why I bring this to you, so that you can start becoming more self-aware with yourself. We all have something. And my thing is, if we're not right in our hearts and minds and at home, where it's supposed to be our safe space, our safe sanctuary, we're not going to be there for our clients who are paying top dollar for our time and our energy, our expertise, our education. This is why I became a coach. I wanted my people, professional beauty and barber pros, to have their moment of venting, ugly cries, and share their greatest celebration moments with someone who genuinely wants the best for them. And not only the best for them, but is going to push them to reach even a higher level of themselves, a higher version of success. So with me, I am love. I am kindness. I am sensitivity. And I resonate those vibes off onto my coaching clients. Even my staff at the salon, they feel it and they absorb my energy. The clients that come in to see my team, they feel it, they get hooked on it. And so I want that for you. I want you to have that high energy. I want you to resonate so much higher than what you have been doing lately. Okay. All right. So back to the soap note. So we've already done SOA. Now, the last letter in the acronym is P for plan. It's the final step of the soap notes process. And this is where you find out the story. You know the truth. You come to terms with the actual root of the problem. And now we get to the strategy. The pathway to success is right here. When you're with your clients, you tell them, you give them the strategy. It's going to be 3 to 4 weeks before we get you to where you want to be. Your hair was Kim Kardashian brown to platinum white. We got to remember the integrity of your hair. Or you create a facial and massage schedule to keep their breakouts at a minimum, to keep their whiplash on point, like eliminate it. It's the same thing for your self-awareness and mental health. Here, we set boundaries. Where do you begin and end? We refocus our mindset. Who's my Gail? AKA, that was a previous episode. Go back and listen to it. Give me your feedback on it. This is where you start implementing right away with accountability with a coach like me. And if you have amazing self-discipline, you can start doing this now. You can buy all the books at Barnes & Noble or Amazon for self-help, okay? I have done it. It has changed my life. It's brought me to where I am today. If you don't want to do that, hire a coach. If you do want to do that, go for it. I highly encourage it. I can give you a list of books to start out with, okay? Just remember, it takes time, practice, consistency, endurance. It's not going to happen overnight. Just like flawless skin is not going to happen overnight. Getting rid of your whiplash for those massage therapists, it's not going to happen overnight. You're not going to be beauty bombshell white hair when you're Kim Kardashian brown, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. So I love being able to reframe what we do for others in the salon and spa every day for our clients. I love how I can help you reframe that to apply to your everyday life. Our industry is the only place I truly believe we get to learn so much about ourselves and others because we're literally dealing with all the pretty, the makeup, the glitter, and we're also dealing with all the ugly. Okay. Some people got to work at it. Okay. If you know, you know. We are givers and we want to make sure everyone else is okay before we can relax. But what happens is we never get to ourselves. There's millions of people in the world. Are you really going to let all of those million go before you? There's only one you versus how many billions are on the planet. Like, try to understand my point here, okay? I'm not telling you to be selfish and step on anyone who gets ahead of you. Hell no. I'm telling you to be self-aware about you and what you're doing to nurture yourself so you can continue inspiring and motivating your circle in and out of the salon and spa. When you feel nurtured as an individual, as a human being, then your cup is filled, and then you can go and share your cup with somebody else and fill their cup, and then they fill yours, because it's reciprocal energy. It's reciprocal relationships. Okay? I hope this is making sense, because this is a really powerful topic that our industry needs more of. Okay? As estheticians, I hope you're understanding what I'm saying. Hairstylists, if you're listening, take a page out of the aesthetics book and do these soap notes. Look it up. You can download a free copy off Google. Okay? Do it. I believe in you, but you got to believe in you. It's like, I heard this today, and I've always hear it with my employees and just around the country, really. When it comes to retail, okay, if you are still selling retail, whether by affiliate links or in the salon, you say, well, I just said I can't sell retail because I haven't tried all the products yet. Okay, let's think about that really quickly. Like, it's the same thing. Like, there's billions and billions of products in the entire world. Are you really like humanly possible able to try all the products in the world? Are you really going to let billions of people go before you take action? No, you got to take action. You have to put yourself out there. It's better done than perfect. That has been my motto with this podcast. I just have to get myself out there, provide amazing content for you, inspire you, just get out there. Who cares if it's perfect? Do I want perfection? Absolutely. Do I want a banging freaking amazing podcast with all the cool graphics and the cool sounds and music? Yes, of course. But if I wait around for the perfect moment, I'll be waiting forever, and I'll never be able to live a purposeful life. And this is what I'm talking about for you who is listening right now to me. So I hope you really enjoyed this episode, because it's really packed with some powerful points. If you have any questions, please send me a DM on Instagram. I want to hear from you. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. We took a real life professional tool, soap notes, and applied it to ourselves, and how we can soap our own personal, emotional, even spiritual life, people. Okay. I encourage you to message me on Instagram. Let me know what your biggest takeaways were. Estheticians, let's connect. Okay. Share this with your beauty besties. Let me know. Until next time, babes, thanks for listening, and keep creating. If you loved this episode, subscribe to the BeautyPro podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave your reviews, stars, feedback, so I can continue bringing the content you deserve and want most. Your feedback fuels this podcast. The more you give, the more you get back. You can follow me at The BeautyPro Coach on Instagram and Facebook. Want to contact me directly? Email me at befree@goldentruthcoaching.com.